New jobs as the shift to electric vehicles picks up speed. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from GM is Field Service Engineer Brittany Grande. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Fred, how are you?
Terrific. Well, the expectation is that over the next 3 years, nearly 800,000 new automotive technicians will be needed to service EVs and other vehicles. Tell us about the demand, and are we seeing a shortage of workers now?
Absolutely. In fact, the demand for technicians nearly doubled from 2020 to 2021. And in part of the shortage is due to that negative connotation that a skilled trade can't lead to a rewarding career. An auto technician is a highly technical role with advancement opportunities, and students can get the necessary training completed in 2 years without high student loan debt. A job at a GM dealer can include great income and benefits such as 401k, paid time off, and medical insurance.
And GM has created an effort here to recruit and train new talent?
Absolutely. So GM is dedicated to not only recruiting, but also retaining the talent that we have. And whenever it comes to finding new talent, we have our GM ASEP program. And what that is it's a 2-part program. So at GM, we understand that shop experience is just as critical as classroom training. So while you're getting the classroom education, you're also going to be paired with a GM dealership through a paid internship. That's right, you're actually getting paid while you're going to school. And then after 2 years, you'll leave with an automotive associate's degree. And because you've already been in that dealer environment, you can then start to take advantage of those great benefits and income that we talked about.
So is there tuition involved with the education part of it?
Yes, the tuition typically ranges between 9,000 and 16,000, and we have 51 GM ASEP schools across the United States, and they can be found by going to bringus.yourtalent.com.
And tell us again about the types of jobs that people can qualify for.
Well, going through the ASEP program, you're essentially going to be working to becoming a service technician in a GM dealership. And then with that comes, advancements. So you can actually become master technician after that, or even GM World Class certified.
Like you are. So, and you have a very interesting story to tell, and I'm gonna ask you to tell it, because you were not initially in this field, were you?
Not at all. My journey into the automotive industry started when I was going to school for nursing, if you can believe it. And I drove past a Chevrolet dealership, and out front, they had the most beautiful car I'd ever seen. I didn't even know what kind of car it was at the time. So that night, I went to the dealership website and I looked it up, and it was a Corvette ZR1, and it had 638 horsepower, 604 foot-pounds of torque. And I had no idea what that meant, but it sounded really cool. So I kept researching this car and these strange automotive terms I wasn't familiar with. And over the next 2 weeks, I finally built up enough courage to go test drive it. And needless to say, the test drive was magical. And that semester, I switched from nursing to automotive. And so with no prior background, I learned everything from the ground up, completed my schooling, and working in the dealership, I eventually became the Corvette specialist, which was my ultimate goal.
Tell me about some of the obstacles that you had to overcome, because you don't necessarily look the part of a Corvette engineer here. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so there have been a few times I can share with you an example. When I was a Corvette specialist at the dealership, I had a customer who didn't believe me, didn't believe that I was the Corvette specialist, mainly because I was young and I was female. And I was confident in my ability, and I shared with him my qualifications and my knowledge, and he eventually came around. And at the end of the day, it is important that customers do trust the technicians that are working on their vehicles. But my hope is that by sharing my story, and as the field becomes more diverse, these scenarios can occur less often.
What do you tell other women who maybe have passed by a Corvette too. And said, wow.
If you're interested in problem solving, naturally curious about how things work, or maybe you just enjoy fixing things, this could be a career for you. You don't need prior experience working on cars or having a technical background. That can all be learned. And I would say follow your passion and know that you can make a difference in this career.
And the education can be continuing, I suppose, because the automotive industry is evolving pretty rapidly with all of the EVs being announced. Tell me what your thoughts are there.
Absolutely. The automakers' push towards EVs is so exciting. And that means new skills and opportunities for technicians. Not only will they be diagnosing, repairing, and maintaining these new and evolving technologies, but they'll be helping customers and EV owners understand that shift in the maintenance habits. And when we talk about the difference in the maintenance on EV, obviously we're eliminating oil changes, oil waste products, but we still have things we're familiar with, right? We have 4 tires that contact the road. Those are going to need to be maintained and aligned. And even though EVs have specific braking capabilities, they also have those components we're familiar with, like brake rotors and brake pads.
And I guess there'll be more people specializing in electrical motors and such as well as we go forward.
Absolutely. And even just in a shop environment now, you can see the evolution of how the role has changed. Technicians aren't walking up to vehicles at first with wrenches. We're walking up with laptops. So you can almost think of them as more computerized technicians.
Absolutely. So where can people go for more information about all of this and perhaps explore a new career?
Thank you so much. Yes, you can go to bringusyourtalent.com, and on the very first page, you're going to see a GM ASAP locator, and that's where you can find a school near you.
Terrific. And tell us what your plans for the future are. I mean, you've got a great career there going right now.
Well, currently I'm GM World Class certified. I'm also ASC World Class certified, which is about 1 in 2,000 people, but also 1 in 10 women in history to ever do. So there's really no more certifications that I can get because I've already got them all. But I can tell you this much, my boss did just move on, so who knows what the future holds.
Terrific. Well, congratulations on your accomplishments, Brittany, and congratulations to GM on what they're encouraging people to undertake here. Brittany Grande, thanks for spending time with us.
Thanks so much, Fred.